Lights, camera, action!
What up, friends? It is Sunday evening. It's been an okay weekend. Really didn't do everything that I wanted to do today. I've just come to discover there's not enough time in the day. I used to think that there was, but now I don't believe that. I reject that hypothesis. But I tell you what, there is enough time for Hollywood. My ass is going to Hollywood. So, won't you join me? All right, friends, so we're on the way to Hollywood. All right, so y'all have seen the video title. Y'all already know what it is. But just to reiterate, no, I cannot read your screenplay. And I know that might sound a little harsh. I know folks are just like, damn, Jay, you're on the come up, don't you want to help other people on the come up or whatever? And then I know some folks are just probably just like, are people really asking you to read their screenplays, Jay? And the honest answer to that question is yes. You'd be surprised at the number of people who've reached out to me and asked me to read their screenplay, give them feedback, give them notes, pass it along to someone so that they can sell it or get it made. And I'm just like, who do you think? I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. But yeah. It's kind of crazy, to be honest with you. But whatever. I'm going to explain to y'all why I am firmly saying no. I cannot read your screenplay. I love you all. I can't do it. So kind of before I get into it, I want to tell this story. When I was a freshman in college, in film school, one of my professors is this man named George Capewell. Capewell, he was a favorite among all the film students. He was the coolest dude. I just love that dude to death. It's funny because he would always call me Dr. Fingers. Look, and I swear to God, he would call me Dr. Fingers. I have no idea where he got the doctor from, but he was just he all he knew is that everyone on campus straight up called me Fingers. I was Dr. Fingers to George Capewell. So I had written a very terrible feature-length screenplay titled Music City Rhapsody. And, it was like a, teen sex comedy. It took place in Nashville, hence the title Music City Rhapsody. Again, it was just a very, very terrible screenplay. But at the time I was proud of it. It was my second feature that I'd ever written, and me just coming out of high school, just feeling like, oh my God, I've accomplished something. So, I'm asking my film school professor to read my second feature-length screenplay. And I gave it to him, and I remember, I don't know how badly I hounded him. I mean, I probably did. I probably was a fucking terror. But I did ask him, I remember asking him, have you read it? Have you read it? And he finally read it and gave me some feedback. And, he was very honest. That's one thing, I appreciate about Capewell. He was very, nice and very gracious, but he's also very honest and let me know, what I could do to improve the screenplay. The reason I bring that up is because it wasn't until much later that I realized that I'd really kind of imposed on Professor Capewell. I was just like, fam, read this. Tell me what you think. You're a film guy. You're a film professor. You know what's up. Tell me what's up. And, it wasn't his job. He was one of my film professors, but he wasn't one of my screenwriting professors. And, I know he had shit to do and he had a family and everything. And like I said, it was a long time before I realized, oh, I was really on this man, and I felt terrible. And I never really apologized to him for it. A long time ago when I was blogging, I wrote a blog post about it. And I was just like, I'm sorry, Professor Capewell. It's just bad. It was just bad. So, I want to say that I am guilty of asking people, reaching out to people and being like, yo, read my screenplay and being on them about it. But what I didn't realize, and what I don't think a lot of people realize, is that asking someone to read like your script, that's a serious ask. And I get it because folks don't want to read. You know, I have a producer friend, and I spoke to him a couple of weeks ago about this. He's a producer. His job is to read scripts. Agents, managers, all these people that work in the industry, that is their job. Their job is to read scripts so that they can find projects, you know, for their production slate, so they, you know, find, you know, up and coming writers, so they can find roles for their, you know, their clients, their actors or whatever, directors and stuff like that, producers, you know, that have mandates, you know. All these people have to do is fucking read scripts. And the problem is, nobody wants to read scripts. That's why we have things like coverage. That's why, you know, all these bigwigs make their assistants and, you know, low-level lackeys, you know, read the scripts and provide coverage. And then based on the coverage is, you know, when they decide, you know, oh, okay, maybe I'll read this then. Same thing with log lines. That's why I fucking hate log lines. A log line, in my opinion, is a gatekeeping tool, and it's supposed to be that perfect 1 or 2 sentence summary or sales pitch for your script. And I'm not a fan of log lines, but anyway, a log line is just another excuse. It's just another tactic, another way for them to say, no, I don't want to read this, right? No one in this town wants to read. So I understand the desire for writers to have someone, you know, read their script. I get it. I totally get it. I totally get it. However, as I mentioned, boy, this Waymo is fucking up, y'all. Waymo, you are messing up. As I mentioned, I'm not going to be able to do it. And here's why. First off, legal reasons. I'm just going to say it. I don't need somebody to be like, yo, Jay, I sent you my script or whatever. Oh my God, Waymo. I don't need someone to be like, yo, Jay, I sent you my script and you stole my idea. Number one, I have my own ideas. I have plenty of ideas. I don't need to steal anybody's ideas. I swear to God, I don't want anyone's ideas. I cringe when people tell me, oh, I have an idea, you know, you should write. I'm just like, no. If you want to see that story come to life, you write that script. I have my ideas. But again, I just don't want someone to, you know, send me their script about a basketball playing squirrel and me, you know, I already love squirrels. That, you know, squirrel is my Patronus. So, you know, me coming up with an idea like, what if I write a script about, I don't know, a soccer playing squirrel? Someone can be like, yo, I gave you a sports related script about a squirrel and you took my idea, or you, I do not. So, I mean, you know, I'm being silly when I say that, but I'm also being for real. I just don't want there to be any reason for anyone to try to come at me and be like, yo, Jay, you stole my script. So that's reason number one. Reason number two, bandwidth. We all have limited bandwidth. And that's the thing. It's like, just going back to ideas. I have my own shit that I am trying to write. On top of me, like, working on my own stuff, I do have a day job. I have adult responsibilities. I have a social life. And sometimes I just want to rest. I need time to rest. And so the added burden of like having to read someone else's script, it's not appealing. I don't want the responsibility. I don't want that burden. Again, I know it sounds terrible, but it just is what it is. And this final reason is really gonna like sound off-putting or whatever, but it is what it is. I probably don't know you. If you're asking me like this, I probably don't know who you are. Sure, we might chat in the comment section, or, you know, you might follow me on social media or whatever. But I mean, if we're not real life friends, if we haven't built some kind of rapport over the years, I'm not, I mean, I love all y'all, but I'm not trying to read the script. Cause I just, you know, it's like that meme of that little girl.
How that's gonna benefit me?
How does this benefit me? What's in it for me? And that's a harsh way of like putting it, but it's just like, you know, combined with the other reasons, you know, like the potential for someone to like come at me for stealing an idea and just not having the bandwidth, just like, why am I going to read a stranger's script? Sorry. You know, as I mentioned when I was talking about Professor Capewell, what I didn't realize back then was that reading a script is very time intensive. And I'm the type of person that when I do read a script to give feedback, I don't just read the script once and then immediately rush and open up my email and say, here's what I liked, here's what I didn't like. I read the script a second time, a lot closer, just to make sure that the way I feel about the script, the notes that I may have, I can give like the best feedback to whomever, you know, I'm giving feedback to. And that takes time, y'all. Like, it really does take time. It's fucking homework. You know, I've been in a writer's group to where, you know, like we were at one point, we were like whittled down to there maybe like 8 of us. So now imagine I had to write my own pages, but then read pages for 7 other writers and give good feedback on those pages. That was, I mean, it was exhausting. It was rewarding, but it was exhausting. And that's the thing, is that it just takes time. It takes time, it takes energy, and I just don't have it to give to everybody. I just don't. And see, that's the thing, is that, you know, like, you know, I will certainly read for my friends. I will certainly read for a screenwriter I know. If we're doing a script swap, hey, that's cool. You know, let's do it. That I can certainly get down with. But just like people just out of the blue asking me like, yo, Jay, I can't do it. I love y'all, I swear to God, but I just cannot do it. I just can't. Now, here are a few things that I will suggest. If you want someone to read your script, here are a few things you could do. You can pay for coverage. Coverage services still exist. The blacklist is still there. There's like roadmap writers, finish line script. There are like plenty of consultants out there. You can hit up my buddy Mark Sanderson, Script Cat. Trust me, he's the real deal. He will give you like amazing feedback and help you like really whip your script into shape. Danny Manis with No Bull Script, he's also great. I mean, there are consultants and there are, you know, coverage services out there. They'll be more than happy to read your script for a fee. You can join a writer's group. Just like I said, you know, I was in the writer's group with 7 other writers. We all had to like evaluate each other's work, give like great meaningful feedback. It was amazing. And not only did I get great feedback on my work, but I made some amazing friends in the process, amazing talented friends. So that's another bonus. That's another plus. Enter contests, my guy. There are hella contests and, you know, a lot of them will, you know, offer feedback. Sometimes the feedback is an extra fee, but hey, if that's what you're looking for, they'll give it to you. So enter the contest. You got Nickel, which is through the blacklist, so that's feedback. But then you've got the others, you know, like Final Draft Big Break, Austin, Page, Blue Cat, all these, you know, contests, they're out there. Feel free to enter them, get feedback from them. And this last one, I know you're probably going to be like, well, Jay, you know, this is what I'm trying to do, you know, when I ask you. I would say swap with your fellow writers. Number 1, swap. Number 2, make sure that you're doing this with writers that you've built a rapport with. These are people that you know. Don't just like, you know, reach out to like someone, you know, just randomly, just like, hey, you know what, or maybe that would work like in a Reddit thread. I don't get down with like screenwriting Reddit. No, you know, nothing wrong with them or anything like that. I just don't participate because I'm not a Reddit guy. Maybe you can do a script swap on Reddit. But I mean, for the most part, if you're going to ask another writer and you're not like in the same writers group or whatever, make sure you've built some sort of rapport with them. Make sure you know them. Make sure y'all are like friends in some capacity. Don't just reach out to a stranger. And one final thing that I'm going to say, if someone does agree to read your script, thank them, send it to them, and leave them alone. Let them get back to you in their own time.
Don't forget your phone, keys, or wallet. There are more drop-off options in the app.
Thanks, Weibo. Like, yeah, don't bother people. This is a time commitment, right? Let folks get back to you in their own time. Because there's nothing worse than getting a text at 6 a.m. on a Sunday asking if I've read a script. All right, I'm here.
You're here. Please make sure it's clear before exiting.
Thanks, Waymo. You're the best. I love Waymo.
Anything when you do, they must commend it. So anything when they do, they try to get to my way. Plenty survive with the face. Just to make your money. For my people, then go say, I know one buy, I know one die, I know one women. I want enjoy, I want job life, I want buy motor, I want build house, I still want the love.
So we got the shawarma loca. Look, I did a taste test. These folks are like legit. They good. What you want me to say? They good. They good. All right, so I'm here with like the proprietor of, or the co-proprietor of Shawarma Loca, like father, like son. Yo,
Boom, boom.
what's your name, brother?
My name's Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, it's like the boxer name.
Got you.
But with the O.
Go with
Muhammad Ali, yeah.
Got you.
Uh-huh.
So you guys are out here in Hollywood. You guys are like doing it up. Tell me about this. Like, you know, like what inspired this? Like, what are you trying to do?
We do the best shawarma in the world. It's like father, like son. We've been master it. We have 3 different sauces goes with the chicken, and we have beef. That's what we are special at with shawarma. Boom,
Got you. Okay.
So you come here, you try the best shawarma in Hollywood. Come and enjoy. Boom, boom, always on fire.
Excellent. You know,
That's what happened. He just tried once, and he's already addicted.
this is true. Well, I'm looking forward to this. So, on my plate. What the shit? Yo,
Hollywood.
yeah, Hollywood, right? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. The plate is coming up soon. I cannot wait. This is gonna be the best thing that I've had.
Shawarma.
Oh my God.
Now you see. Stay tuned, guys.
You've got some vacation time. You and your girlfriend, too bad mind. Bad when you both combine. I don't know why you look so nice. Girl, you're not nice, you're rude. Want me to feel like I'm new. Want me to watch you do. Don't get you look so nice being unnice.
All right, here we are.
Look what you
You're here. Please make sure it's clear before exiting.
I will make sure, Waymo. Thank you. All right, so I made it back to the crib. Back to the crib. Oh my Lord. This was not a wild night, but this was definitely a night. Look at this. I'm gonna dig into this because this is not what Los Angeles, this is not what you usually get in LA. Like this looks good to me. I'm sorry.
Right now we're just taking